Thanks for staying with us on the SportsMax Zone. Let's talk track and field. The 19th edition of the World Athletics Championships begin on Saturday in the Hungarian capital, Budapest. And with only 5 days to go before the start of the first event, the discussions are intensifying around who will shine brightest or even who may flatter to deceive. The SportsMax Zone will bring you the very best analysis throughout the course of the August 19 to 27 event, starting today with a 5-day build-up. Today's focus is on the jumps, an area the English-speaking Caribbean has excelled over the years. Let's start by getting you caught up on some history. Not exactly the history, but these are the current athletes who will be looking to fly the region's flag high in Budapest. Jaden Hibbert, the Jamaican triple jumper, one of the main medal hopefuls. In the men's long jump, there's Tajay Gill, the 2019 champion. Wayne Pinnock ranked just outside the top 3 in the world this year. Kieran McLeod is in the top 5 as well, and the Commonwealth champion Naquan Nairn out of the Bahamas. The women's triple jump, the 2-time reigning silver medalist Shanika Ricketts, part of the setup. Charisma Taylor out of the Bahamas had a big jump early season. Tia Lafon has been in the finals of major events in recent years. Akeelia Smith, the Jamaican, is ranked #1 in the world, and by rank #1 in the world, she has the best jump in the world this year. And Lamara Distin, a 197 high jumper, if she can get to that type of form in Budapest, then just maybe she could be challenging for a medal. Shall we look at the history now? Yeah, so CARICOM nations have won a combined 12 medals in the jumps at the World Athletics Championships. 4 of those medals have been gold, 5 silver, 3 bronze medals. The Bahamas have won 4 of the 12. Jamaica have won 6. Bermuda won a silver through Brian Wellman at the 1995 championships in the triple jump. Same championship, same event. Jerome Romain won a bronze medal for Dominica. The Bahamian medalists, Troy Kemp, 1995 high jump gold. Levan Sands, 2003 triple jump bronze. Donald Thomas, 2007 high jump gold. And Trevor Barry, a 2011 high jump bronze medalist. And the Jamaican medalists, James Beckford won silver medals twice, 1995 and 2003. Remember, he had an Olympic silver in 1996 as well. Trisha K. Smith, still the only female world champion in the jumps from the English-speaking Caribbean. The Jamaican winning the triple jump in 2005. Tajay Gill, of course, remember, won the world title in 2019. And Shanika Ricketts has 2 triple jump silver medals from 2019 and last year in Eugene, Oregon. Now, no CARICOM woman has medaled in the high or long jump at the World Athletics Championships. Could that change this time around? And what is definitely expected to change this time around is that no Jamaican man has medaled in the triple jump at the World Athletics Championships. So our in-house track and field analyst, Leighton Levy, has been tracking the athletes and their performances all year, and he joins us for today's preview. Leighton, I just want to get a comment from you about the quality of the jumpers that will represent the English-speaking Caribbean at the World Athletics Championships this year. 1995 is the best the English-speaking Caribbean has done in terms of one championship, 4 medals, including Kemp winning high jump gold. Is this setup, this group, potentially better than that 1995 group?
Potentially, yes, because it has more depth, I think, across the board. When you look at the quality, I mean, Troy Kemp was the standout back in 95, 2 meters 38 to win the world title. When you look at what is happening in the Caribbean now, there's no jumper over 230. In fact, since Jermaine Mason, who then eventually transitioned to the UK, we have not a jumper of that quality of Troy Kemp. For Donald Thomas as well, 2 meters 35 back in 2007. And of course, Trisha K. Smith, 15 meters 16 and 15 meters 11. No other Caribbean, English-speaking Caribbean woman has gone over 15 meters. The closest age has been Shanika Ricketts, is 1498. So in terms of the individual quality, I think the past lot are a little bit more talented, but in terms of the depth of the quality that we have now, I think that the current crop is a lot deeper than in previous years.
Yeah, so you speak about the potential, and I deliberately used the word potential because I agree with you. I think potentially this is a great set of jumpers, and it is not beyond the realm of possibility that this group could garner 4 medals or more. But how do you see it based on how they stack up against the rest of the world? How many medals are you expecting for the English-speaking Caribbean in the jumps?
Never gave that number much thought, but what I can tell you is that there's a lot of opportunities for multiple medals in the jumps this year. For example, when you look at the Jamaican men, start with the Jamaican men, of course, the Bahamas, Lachlan Nairn as well. Yeah. The 3 Jamaicans are in the top 11 in the world in the long jump. And of course, except for the 2 Indians who are 8 meters 41 and 8 meters 42, everybody else is within mere 2 or 3 centimeters apart. So if the Jamaicans and Nairn, who has jumped well early in the early part of the season, can bring their A games this year and not have somebody like Tentoglu pull off a big jump late, or one of the 2 Indians who have been the best jumpers in the world this year, 8 meters 42 and 8 meters 41. They could be, the Caribbean, when I said the Caribbean could end up with perhaps possibly 2 medals in the long jump for men. Among the women, it's a little bit more challenging because since Akeelia Smith jumped 708 in May, I think it was, yes, she hasn't gotten close to that mark. But there are a number of Americans, Davis Woodall, I mean, there's like about 6 women in the top 10 who are within, again, 2 or 3 centimeters of each other. So it all depends on how they perform at these championships. When I spoke to Akeelia Smith at the national championships, she said she was a little tired from the NCAA season, yes, but now she's had a few weeks of rest just to prepare. So if she comes out fresh and can come close to 6 meters 98 or 7 meters again, she could be on the podium, because especially with Mihamba out with injury and people like Brume not jumping as well as we saw at the Commonwealth Games last year, she could be with a hunt for a medal, but it's going to be very difficult to do because the field is so closely stacked.
Yeah, I want to go back to the men's long jump, and it's interesting you made the point that it's a possibility that the English-speaking Caribbean could end up with more than 1 medal in this event. I actually agree with you, largely because of how competitive the field is. I think there are probably about 10 or 11 men who go into Budapest genuinely feeling that they have a shot at a medal, and maybe even genuinely feeling that they can win it. And especially the 3 Jamaicans in Wayne Pinnock and Kieran McLeod, who were consistent on the NCAA circuit, Tajay Gale, who has won a world title before and knows how to get it done, and even Laquan Nairn, who won the Commonwealth Games title for the Bahamas last year. I want to zone in specifically, though, on Pinnock and McLeod. Pinnock, by the way, was in the World Championship final in Eugene last year. He finished 9th. But they've not competed since the Nationals. It's a pretty long layoff to go into the World Championship, where you will have to hit the ground running, because from the qualifying rounds, it's going to be tough.
Go ahead. Yeah, absolutely. And of course, remember we spoke with the coach. Were you online Zoom call with the Arkansas coach? I'm trying to remember. But one of the plans that they had was that, given the nature of the season that they just came out of, they were hoping to be able to keep them sharp in training, and given the quality of the field that they were training with, it's not difficult to foresee that they would have had a competitive preparation period going into the World Championships. So they'll be relatively fresh and relatively sharp going into the World Championships. If they can replicate the form, yes. Of course, we know Kieran McLeod jumped 8 meters 40 indoors.
So they'll be fresh, right? But will they be sharp?
I think there will be, primarily because they're coming off a very successful season, all 3 of them. All 2 of them, of course, at the NCAA level, and of course Tajay Gale, who is coming back into form after overcoming that knee injury that has kept him out for a couple of years. They've continuously progressively looked better. Remember, Pinnock jumped 8 meters 32 at the national championships, which was, I think, was his season's best jump.
Outdoors.
Yeah. So you're looking at somebody who is on the cusp of maybe a breakout form in terms of maybe 8 meters 40 or more going into the World Championship, depending on how well they're prepared in Arkansas. And given that they had McLeod working with and other jumpers working with as well, that competitive edge is going to still be there, because as much as competition is a crucial part of preparation, I think both McLeod and Pinnock especially, would have had enough competition this year to keep them sharp going into the championships.
Yeah, just quickly, 8:37 is Pinnock's season's best, but what has stood out for me about him is his incredible consistency. So he is able to jump over 8:20 almost at will, and some would even say over 8:30, and that for me puts him into a really good position for the World Championships. Do you see any medal elsewhere? Women's triple jump, men's triple jump?
I think the women's triple jump is going to be very difficult, because Rojas has the gold medal locked up unless somebody had kidnapped her before the World Championships. But there are two Cubans who have jumped 1475 and 1480 this year, which is right within where Shanika Ricketts, a two-time world silver medalist, is usually at the World Championships. So if the Cubans come prepared to jump as well as they've been jumping all season, Shanika probably has to go 50 meters to be able to get a medal at the World Championship. So it looks pretty dicey. When I spoke to her coach, her husband, of course, Kerry Lee Ricketts, he said she'll be ready. What does ready mean? Ready for me has to mean 1498 and above for her to be assured of a medal, given how closely stacked the field is beneath Rojas. The field is going to be very difficult. For the men, I think Hibbert has a very good shot of winning it all. But like we saw that on the Diamond League meet he competed in, he was leading up to the final jump before Zango took that win with 1770.
Yes.
So he's in a very competitive field, because you have Pablo Picardo and you have others who are capable of that.
Zango, yes. In there.
Yeah, 17 meters 50 and above is within that wheelhouse of where Hibbert has been jumping all season. So it is likely that his world lead of 1787 is something that he'll have to approach again to be certain of a gold medal and to perhaps be certain of a medal.
Yeah, so here is where I am with the jumps, Leighton. I have a low of 2 medals, a high of 4. The low of 2 is that I think we'll get 1 from one of the Jamaicans in the men's long jump.
1 in the triple jump.
And 1 in the men's triple jump. Still think there's a possibility that Shanika Ricketts, because she is a championship performer, could turn up and perform well enough to get a medal. And I know you pointed out that she will have to jump big, but I don't think she'll have to jump anywhere where her body has not been before. Meaning, I think if she gets into the 1490s, there's a medal there for her.
Yeah, and I'm not going to disagree with you on that. The thing is, though, when you look at how the Cubans have been jumping, Cubans have been jumping all year.
Yeah.
They have been consistent. It's not like they're up and down or off form and then coming back into form. They've been consistent above 1470 every single meet virtually.
Yeah.
So if Shanika is going to find a way to squeeze in there to get a medal, she's going to has to be above 1470, approaching 15 meters to be assured of a medal. And that's the concern, because you rightly say, she is a championship performer.
Yes.
And had it not been for Rojas, she'd probably been 2-time world champion already. The thing is that I think this year the quality of the triple jump has moved up a notch among the women.
True, but it hasn't moved beyond where she has been before. But I think we're out of time. We have to leave it there. Leighton Levy, thanks very much. So the word from the SportsMax zone, the English-speaking Caribbean, at least 2 medals in the jumps, and both of them should be going to Jamaicans. We take a break. We'll be back with more on the SportsMax zone. Interactive next.